Oh my gosh, I'm getting all jumbled. This isn't gonna make any sense. Hello guys, I feel so weird sitting in front of my phone again. It's been a while, but I wanted to do a video geared towards my first program for future college program participants, and I wanted to kind of do it about the pros and cons of my location, because when I got my location via our guest, I had no idea what to expect. So I took to online and I could not find anything anywhere, probably because in my class of CPs, well, in my location's little group of CPs, I think there was like 10 of us, maybe 12, something like that. There was not many of us. So each season they probably don't get a lot of people, so there's just not much word that gets around about my location. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video about the Be Our Guest restaurant and what it was like to be a CP there. So I made myself a little pros and cons list to kind of help me get my thoughts together. So I've got most of them compiled. I don't know if this is all of them. I can't quite remember. It's been over a year now since I've worked there, which is crazy weird. But in about a month and 2 weeks, I'll be leaving again for another CP, and I'm so stinking excited. But so let's get to the video. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this as say the pro, because they kind of all line up really well. Like there's a pro and con to everything kind of thing here. So let's try that. Okay, pro number one. My location had set days off, which was crazy nice. Every single week I always had Thursday and Friday off. Not everyone had Thursdays and Fridays. Some people were Tuesday and Wednesday. Some people were Monday and Tuesday. But it was just really nice to know that I could plan out way in advance to fly home on a Thursday and back on a Friday, or after work on Wednesday and back on Friday, just because I knew that my schedule was always going to be a set Thursday and Friday off. When it comes to being a CP, I've heard that a lot of other CPs in their locations don't even get consecutive days off. Like they'll get a Monday and a Thursday off, and the next week it'll be I don't know, Tuesday and a Friday or something. It's just not, you can't guarantee that they're going to be consecutive or that they're going to be the same every week. You're just guaranteed 2 days off a week, and like point blank period, that's it. So my location, I was so stinking lucky to know like I could plan in advance and schedule flights to go home and stuff like that. Okay, so about the con of no overtime. So what comes with no overtime is like, one, if you work overtime, you get extra pay for that, which is really nice. If you're trying to save up for something, or if your whole program you're just trying to save up, then overtime is definitely a good way to go, because you get paid time and a half. So say you get, I don't know, 8 hours or $8 an hour, then you'd get $12 an hour if you're working overtime. But my location did not let us work overtime, so we would never get a shift longer than 8 hours, which is a pro. That's one of my pros on here. But if you ever wanted to give away a shift, like if you went to leader and was like, hey, I have this going on, I really want to go home this weekend, it's a birthday, just whatever the situation is, they would not let us give our shift away to anybody if they gave them overtime, which made it a lot more difficult to give away shifts if we needed to, or switch shifts with people if the way their schedule panned out. You wanted to switch an 8-hour shift for a 6-hour shift, like if that gave them overtime even by 1 hour, like they would not do it. So it just made kind of more difficult for us to like move our shifts around and play around with our schedule to try to get days off together. Not like with other CPs, but like get our days together off. So there's that. Okay, we had all nights off. So at Be Our Guest, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast and lunch are quick service, and I was quick service, and then dinner is table service. So that's when it's seaters and then actual servers that come in. So we never worked a shift later than 4 o'clock, because we had to have all of our stuff closed down, completely cleaned up and ready for table service to come in and start the night like completely different from what we do, like different menu and everything. So we have to be cleaned up and out of there by 4. I mean, some days you did work a little bit longer than that, but just like cleaning the busser carts and stuff like that. But it was so nice to know that like I could plan a dinner in advance, or like if I was flying home for the weekend, I would know I could fly home after my Wednesday shift, like a Wednesday night, come back on Friday. So that was really nice, just kind of always having a pretty good idea of my hours. A lot of people would have random like go in 11 o'clock one day a.m. and then the next day going in like 9 p.m. Not actually 9 p.m. but you get the idea. Like other people just didn't have like a specific set schedule hour time thing that they knew they would always go into work at. So it was nice knowing that I would always have my mornings as my shifts and nights to do whatever else. With that comes every shift was a morning shift. I am not a big morning person. I can kind of convert into a morning person if I have to, like with the schedule I had to. I had to be able to get up really early and go be ready to make some magic. But typically I do not thrive on early shifts or early hours. Just not a huge morning person normally. So that was kind of a con to me. And what also kind of stunk about that is the fact that most CPs do get the closing shifts and they do get the nighttime shifts. So all of my roommates and all my friends would always be like working the late shifts, and I would be off and then just go like sit in my room like, okay, what now? So there was that too. People's shifts just didn't line up with mine a lot because usually CPs don't get the early shifts. So there's that. The pro of working in a castle, that was magical. Just getting to tell people that I got to work at the Be Our Guest Castle was just, I don't know, it was exciting in itself just to say that I worked there, because people would be like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, it is. So that was cool. There was like a cool factor to working there, for sure. But it was also really strict, I think, because it's a place that the reservations are so highly sought after. Is this like shining right on my... There's gonna be like some kind of funky glare on the camera. I'm trying to not let that happen, but we'll see how that goes. So it was really strict. I think we were held to a higher standard because of how popular the reservations there are and how quickly they go, and people expect a lot of that place because, you know, everyone wants to go there and the reservations go so fast. People just expect a lot. So our leaders expect a lot from us as well, which makes sense of any location. But for example, all of the carts have numbers on them. So when you pick up your assignment, and I guess I should clarify, we push all the food out on carts and like clean off all the tables with busser carts that we push around, and like divide up the food and whatnot, plates and bowls, cups, stuff, all in the... I'm getting all kinds of tongue-tied. We would have to clear off the tables into these busser carts. Those all had numbers on them. There was 1 through 10, I believe. And then filler carts, that was 1 through Lord knows how many, like 20 or something. I can't even remember now. But so when you picked up your assignment, you would get assigned to a specific number cart for food or busser cart. And the leaders would keep like very close tabs on us because they all had numbers. Like everyone knew like what cart would belong to what person, because it'd say in the system, Ashton has food cart 7, whatever. I actually think 7 was the cart that the wheels didn't work on it. Everyone hated that cart. I think it was 7. I can't remember. Anywho, so if I ever had to just like pull my cart off to the side and run back and grab a bottle of water that I forgot to put on the cart for the table, then, because like those carts are so hard to maneuver around the castle, oh my gosh, so it was just not a fast process to like run the cart back to the kitchen, get a bottle of water and run it back out. So I kind of just like sometimes push my car off to the side, run back and grab it and bring it out. But there would be leaders that would be like come on the radio and be like, hi, who has food cart 7? And whoever's in the little tech room would be able to look up and be like, oh, that's Ashton. They'd be like, okay, well, does anyone have eyes on Ashton? Why is she not with her cart? And it was just like, I felt like there was someone breathing down my neck the whole time, just like watching every move I made, which just stressed me out to no end. So every time I did anything, I was like, somebody's watching me. Somebody is gonna have something to say about what I'm doing. Like every time I was doing anything, even if I was doing something well, like, I don't know, I just constantly felt watched and judged. I don't know. So it was kind of strict. Another pro was that working in the Magic Kingdom, you get like a premium pay is what it's called. I don't remember. I think it's called, you get paid a premium on top of the base pay rate. So since Magic Kingdom is the busiest park, for quick service, Magic Kingdom gets premiums on top of the base pay rate. I don't think I'm allowed to say what it is, so I'm not. And then if you work on Main Street of Magic Kingdom, you get an additional premium, so you get 2 premiums basically. But so we did get a premium pay working at the castle, not the double premium like Main Street, but just the 1 premium. So that was nice. It wasn't like a ton, but I think it made a difference. A pro or a con, the costume. I can enter a picture here and then you'll just know what I'm talking about. Like, these things are just so atrocious and they're not comfortable at all either. Like, I would get off work and those white socks that like come up under your pants, they wrap around right above your knee, and as soon as I took those socks off at the end of the day, like I would have red rings around my knees every day and it would be so itchy and so uncomfortable. The shoes were clunky and awkward, which you have to wear those black non-slip shoes if you're quick service, like that's just a given. But they were just clunky, ugly little things, but it's fine. And if you had to work outside that day, oh my gosh, in that Florida heat and that long sleeve billowing sleeve shirt and pants and socks and just the whole, was not a fan of that. Another pro would be the consistent crowds. So since you do have to have a reservation to get into the castle, and there's the same amount of reservations every day, the crowd was always the same. They would always have the same capacity let in the castle. So I never knew like a busy day or a slow day. It just seemed the same, consistent every single day. So that was really nice. And then con, it was pretty much always busy, so I didn't have like a slow day. And people who work at Bog, you know, Bev Island 2, never fun no matter, at breakfast time? Did not matter what day it is. That was just awful. It doesn't matter the season of the day. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep like adjusting that, but it's fine. But it pretty much was always consistently busy. A lot of running around and being stressed and whatnot. Another pro is working in the Magic Kingdom and the actual location of our restaurant. So when you work at Magic Kingdom, you have to take a bus from Disney University to the back of Magic Kingdom. It's called the West Clock Bus. And it drops you off at the very back, so way back in Fantasyland. So if you work in the front of the park, like on Main Street, you have to take the mouse tunnels to get all the way to the front of the park, or to get to wherever else you need to go. If you need to go to Adventureland or wherever you had to go, you had to walk through the underground corridors to get there. Whew. But the nice thing about Be Our Guest was it is literally the very, very back in Fantasyland. So when the bus let us off, we just had to like walk across a sidewalk basically to go inside of the restaurant, which was very nice. We didn't have to walk through the tunnels or anything. So that was kind of cool. A con, this was like the biggest con ever to me, was the training that we got there. It wasn't, not on our trainer's part, like this isn't anything to do with them, it's just kind of to do with the way Disney set up Be Our Guest. So when you come in as a CP and you work at Be Our Guest, you get the regular food safety training, but you don't get cash trained unless you're going to extend, you're going to be there longer, then they'll cash train you. And we don't have alcohol for quick service. We don't get alcohol trained. So if you worked quick service, you know that pretty much every location requires alcohol training and cash training. But since our location, you order on those kiosks, a vast majority of the orders came in with magic bands and credit cards. So we would help people swipe their credit cards or tap their magic bands, whatever that deal is there. But if they were paying with cash, we'd send them like to different registers that CPs normally didn't work at, unless they were extending or doing an advantage program, something like that, that maybe they'd train you, but you have to request it and fill out a form and get approved and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't do that. But so since we didn't have these other trainings that people normally have, we could not pick up anywhere else. If we wanted to pick up fun shifts or just different shifts, we could not give away shifts to people that didn't work at Be Our Guest. So I've heard people talk about before that they always check the hub to try to see if there's a shift that they can work at Be Our Guest because they feel like it'd be a cool place to work, and there never is one. And it's not because they get taken fast, it is because you have to have like certain training to work there, because Be Our Guest just runs different than everywhere else. So we can't give our shifts away to like other locations. Like I know there's big quick service shift exchange pages and stuff on Facebook, so you can pick up other shifts at the different locations and trade with people, but we could not do that at all because you require specific training to work there, and we didn't have the training to work at other places. So that was really frustrating. I really wanted to be able to go in and pick up cool shifts and stuff, but I could not. So for this upcoming program, I am hoping and praying that I get, oh my gosh, this is gonna drive me crazy, that I get placed somewhere where I get all the training that I need that I can pick up other places. So honestly, I kind of hope I do get placed at a resort so that I'll get alcohol training so I can pick up at any other location in the parks or anything, or at any other resort. I feel like that'd be really cool. Fun fact, if you get placed at merch in a park, more than likely you're not going to get alcohol trained, and then you can't pick up at any of the resorts. So there's that. So kind of hope I'm placed at a resort and then I can just pick up shifts wherever, because that would be so fun to do. A pro and a con is that Be Our Guest was just very fast paced. It seemed like as soon as breakfast was over, you were running around and cleaning up all the tables and like just trying to get the place ready, all the coffee remade and the hot chocolate refilled and the juice concentrates replaced, and just trying to get everything ready for the next rush of people for lunch. And then before you knew it, like lunch orders were already coming out and lunch had begun and people were coming in, and it was just, there was just really truly never a down moment, honestly, unless you had a lunch break or something. Then it was all go and no stop. So it's good because it made the day go by so fast, but it also, I don't know, my poor heart couldn't take it. It was just so much all at once. So a pro, back to what I was saying before, you don't get any shifts longer than 8 hours, which is really nice because some CPs will get like 12-hour shifts and crazy stuff like that. Well, not just CPs, everybody will sometimes get long shifts. But then the con to that is kind of just as I was saying before, you don't get any longer shifts. You're not getting overtime, which is kind of unfortunate, but there's that. Another pro would be guest interaction. So working in quick service, there's so many opportunities for guest interaction. But what's cool about our quick service location is that you're not just standing at a register, handing over the food, saying goodbye, and then never seeing them again. You walk by their table multiple times while they're sitting and eating, and you're able to have more in-depth conversations. And I remember there was a table of a few ladies that I talked to one time. One was a dental hygienist, one was a pediatric doctor of some sort, and one was a oral surgeon. And I'm pre-dental, so I stood there and talked to them for a while about that. And I remember every time I passed by, they'd be like, "Oh, there she is again!" Like, we'd just stop and chat a little bit, and it was just nice that it was more of like an extended interaction. It wasn't just like a here's your money back, enjoy your fries, have a magical day. It was like, I don't know, it was more than that. So that kind of guest interaction was pretty nice. A con is that guests always seem to misunderstand things about the castle. Example, table service has Beast come in to visit. So everybody goes online and sees pictures of people with Beast and are like, "Oh, Be Our Guest restaurant, we'll have to go there." They come in, they expect to see Beast, they expect to see Belle a lot of the time. And we have to constantly tell people all day throughout our 8-hour shifts, "Sorry, Beast is not going to be here. He is upstairs combing his hair, getting ready for the parade. He's practicing his reading so he can impress Belle. You know, Beast is just busy every morning and can't come see anybody." And people always get so upset with us because they come in expecting, you know, Beast to be there, but he's not. He's only there for dinner. And even for dinner, sometimes he doesn't always make it. So there's that. But I think the guests just kind of misunderstand that it is a quick service location. So there was one Mother's Day where a woman had come in with her daughter, and they came in and passed me. I was letting people in the door and just kind of separating them into lines for paying. So it was just a fast interaction kind of thing. Like she said, or I said, how many people? And she said 2, and I said, okay, get in that line. But she came back a few minutes later and was just storming and rampant and was very upset, obviously. And she said, today's Mother's Day, I will not be eating in a school cafeteria, or something along the lines of that. I don't think she realized you order at a kiosk and it's brought out to you, and it's not a face-to-face server interaction. It's not regular table service. It was just quick service. But I don't think she understood that's the kind of experience she was going to get at the castle. So obviously she was upset. And then she proceeded to throw her and her daughter's menus at me and stormed out the door. So I said, you know, have a magical day, and just went on about my business. But so people do misunderstand a lot of things about the castle. They get the dinner and the breakfast and lunch confused a lot. So I definitely think that, I mean, there's not really a way for Disney to be more clear about it. They're as clear as they can be, I think, and some people just don't understand. But so you do have to deal with that a good bit. But overall, I really did like my location. I didn't love the quick service role, but I do think that being at the castle made it a little bit more worth it, I guess. The part that I didn't like about quick service the very most, like working with food and stuff doesn't really bother me. I've worked with food for a while now. I know for a lot of people that's the biggest thing for them. They're like, oh, I don't want to touch food, I don't want to deal with food, it's gross. Stuff like that. It doesn't really bother me. I've been working with it since I was, I don't know, like a sophomore, junior in high school. So I'm kind of used to that at this point. But what I really didn't like was that when you work in food, you have to have, or like when you work in food for Disney, you have to have your hair pulled back every single day. You cannot have artificial or painted nails. You can't wear any rings, necklaces, bracelets, anything like that. No earrings. I just felt like a lot of my personality was kind of stripped away. So there's that, and it was weird seeing my roommates and like Maddie, the other half of this channel. She would go into work with like her hair all curled and down and wearing like her little Apple Watch and just like, I don't know, all cute looking, and I'd be going into work looking like a miserable ball of purple. I don't know. It was just not favorable for me personally. So I am super stoked to be in a different role this time and be able to wear my hair down, hopefully, if I'm not put in a food merch location, which, gosh, if I do, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Oh my gosh, I will trade away so many shifts if I do. I'm trying to think if I have any last minute pros and cons about the Be Our Guest Castle. Ah! Dang it! Okay, found the block this side. Wow, this is so crazy looking. Oh well. But all in all, I did truly enjoy my first Disney college program, and I'm so excited to go back for my second program. Let me know if y'all want me to make any more videos about the college program as a whole, not just my location, but the pros and cons of doing the Disney college program. Obviously, I'm going back for another one, so there's not that many cons. You know, there's more pros that outweigh them, especially the situation I'm in with my school and everything. It just made sense for me to do another program since I am already one semester off. I would rather graduate in the spring with a larger class than in the fall. So doing another program just kind of lined me up right. So it just kind of made sense to me to do another program. And I'm so excited to be doing one. And I'm even more excited that my best friend's gonna be coming with me and living with me and being my roommate. I'm so excited. In other news, Christy tweeted today, I wanna actually pull it up. Christy tweeted today that they're doing more placement for roles. So they're working on August 12th today, apparently, which is the move-in date right before mine on August 19th. So apparently August 12th merch has their locations, their placements today. They're not going to find out about them yet, but they're going to place them in the system, which is super cool and super exciting. It's just making it more real. But I can't wait for them to do our placement for the 19th move-ins. It's coming so crazy fast, but tell me if you want me to do like a CP bucket list or anything fun and exciting like that, or like, I don't know, I see cute videos of people doing like all of their Snapchats from their whole program, or going through their memory box, or doing like a DCP haul. Honestly, at this point, all of the stuff I got is just absolutely everywhere. I don't know if I could ever compile it together for a video, but it would be fun to try. So if y'all have any fun little vloggy ideas for me, let me know. Also, go follow my other roommate, Mary Lorilla. I think that's how you say your last name. I've never asked. I hope that's right. I'm going to link her channel down below. I hope y'all go check her out too, because she seems super sweet and super cool and very fun. And I'm super excited for us to all meet and live together and vlog together and hang out. It's going to be great. So, thanks for tuning in again, y'all. I'm super excited to be making some more videos soon. I'm going to try harder this program. I swear I'm going to try so much harder. Now that I've done a program, I have realized how much I love going back and watching my videos and watching memories and being like, oh, I forgot that happened, that's so fun, and just getting to relive everything. So I really want that to come out of this next program and have that. So I promise I'm going to try so much harder to make more content and be more attentive to my channel. But so, thanks for following along, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all later.